make a quick video today to talk about the concept of qualified charitable distributions. Also want to give you an example of how maybe an opportunity missed by someone close to me that I had talked to recently. And so just to recap, I did a previous video on this talking about qualified charitable distributions. That is like if you're subject to minimum required distributions, generally if you're 73, although you can actually do a qualified charitable distribution starting at 70 and a half. But for those that are, let's say 73 or over, and you have to take those minimum distributions out of your IRA and you're charitably inclined, you maybe give to charities or churches, whatnot, you can actually give directly from your IRA and send the money to those charities. It counts towards your RMD, and you don't have to pay any tax on that. So to me, that's a pretty good deal. I was talking to somebody really close to me the other day, and they were telling me that they give to their church on a regular basis, like, weekly, monthly, whatever frequency that is. They're over 73, so they have to take RMDs out, required minimum distributions out of their IRA. And another thing is they can't itemize deductions. The standard deduction is fairly high, whether you're a single filer or married filing jointly. So to itemize, you have to have deductions that will exceed the standard deduction. So I'll show you an example of this. So I produce a tax report for all my clients on an annual basis after reviewing their tax return, which not a lot of advisors ask for. I don't see how you can really help a client without reviewing their tax return, by the way. And so this is just a sample of one of the tax reports I ran for a client. This just shows their itemized deduction summary. This is really why I want to show you this. So you'll see here, this is a married filing jointly couple, and their standard deduction is $28,700. This is for 2022, by the way. And so they actually had deductions of over $30,000. So they're able to itemize. They're able to take advantage of, direct gifting to charities. In fact, that's kind of why they're able to itemize, because they gave a lot of money to charity. And so I think, if you can't itemize, let's say it was under $28,700, they're not itemizing. So that check they write to a charity, it really doesn't benefit them because they're taking the standard deduction. So that's why I think it's important to first look, are you able to itemize? If you're not, you really need to think about doing the qualified charitable distribution from your IRA. If you're subject to RMDs, you're going to give charitably, and you can't itemize deductions. To me, that's kind of a no-brainer. So this particular person, they're giving money to the charity, they're writing checks, they can't itemize their deductions. So I was explaining that they don't really get any tax benefit from these gifts. Now it's great because the church gets the money. They get to complete their charitable contribution that they've pledged or whatnot, but you don't get any tax benefits from it. So what I was saying is that this person also has a fairly large IRA, and so I was saying, hey, instead of writing checks, you need to call your advisor or the custodian, whoever manages your IRA, tell them to gift directly to the church from the IRA, because that way it counts towards the RMD and you don't pay any tax on it. And guess what? This person I'm talking about, they have a CPA. They also have a financial advisor that they work with. Nobody's mentioned this. It just blows my mind. So you may not think this is a big deal, but you're talking about tax savings. And so basically what this person's doing is they're withdrawing money from their IRA because they have to. And so after they pay tax on that, then they're gifting to the charity, and they don't get a deduction for it. So to me, that's one of the bigger no-brainers. If you're over 73 and you're subject to these RMDs and you're charitably inclined and you can't itemize your deductions, you should absolutely call your IRA custodian, tell them to gift from your IRA to that particular charity. Double check that with your CPA if you like. Don't take my word for it. I'm just telling you that is a great way to do it. And I was really blown away that two different advisors involved, and they don't get that advice regarding their giving. So I think a couple takeaways from that. Their advisors really aren't getting to know them very well. Are they charitably inclined? What kind of floats their boat in terms of what causes do they care about, and also they're just not taking advantage of the current tax law. And so, but I don't really think it's their fault. I just really think it's on the advisors that aren't giving them the good advice. And so anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I had a previous video on how the concept of a QCD works, a qualified charitable distributions. If you have any questions, comments, please look at my information on the About section of my YouTube channel. And thanks for watching my video.